What can we learn by getting out of our own echo chamber? Explore who we are, who we want to be through the lens of another business. We are bringing this imperative to learn from outside industries to our council at TRG, and we did just that during today's TRG 30. I'm Keri Mesropov, I'm the president of TRG, and today we were joined by Amanda Mountain, who is the president and CEO of Rocky Mountain Public Media. Public broadcasting has important similarities to the business of arts organizations. First of all, we are both in the business of serving people. We are people-centric. We are reliant on people. And second of all, by way of this focus on people, we are both in the business of building trust, building trusting relationships with the customers that we serve, the patrons that we serve, our communities. So with these two important commonalities defined, what can we learn from public broadcasting? Here are my three key inspirations from TRG 30 today. First of all, fear not the pivot for relevance. At Rocky Mountain Public Media, the COVID-19 crisis, coupled with the social injustice uprising, created the need for the organization to just stop the production on content that took a very long lead time to create. So they did. They stopped doing that, and they stopped that in favor of making airtime more flexible and focused on members of their community telling their stories relevant to the issues of now. And staff members were redeployed nimbly to realize this focus. So I ask you, arts organizations, how are we finding more nimbleness, more ability, and more ease to pivot quickly for the needs of now and the needs of our community? Which brings me to my second inspiration. Amanda spoke about the essential need to be relevant to our communities. She was candid and said, yes, at Rocky Mountain PBS, we are relevant to a large portion of our community, but we are also irrelevant to a large portion of our community. And she and her staff are diligent in changing that so that they can be more to more of their community, most especially through programming. So I ask you, arts organizations, considering our own relevancy, how will we change to be more relevant to more people? And I go back to this question that we asked at TRG 30 a couple of weeks ago, and that is, whom do we want to gather when we are able to gather once again? It is our communities, and how can we gather more of those when we're able to? Finally, my final inspiration from today was Amanda described her updated strategy for leadership and how it's now focused on three particular traits: calculated risk-taking, accountability, and vulnerability. It's this last one, vulnerability, that really inspired me. Amanda acknowledged that we are all grappling with how to do our own part in dismantling racism in this country right now. And she urged us to not go off as leaders and do that privately, but instead do that with vulnerability and in front of our teams, because vulnerability is really a terrific and important show of strength. Those are my takeaways from today's TRG 30. Thank you for joining us, and I hope to see you again next week.